Thank you for joining us today at the Other Art Fair virtual edition. My name is Megan Wright, and I work on the art advisory team at Saatchi Art. And today I wanted to highlight 3 artists that I've had the luxury of working with since I've worked at Saatchi Art, and I believe that they have been with us since the inception of Saatchi Art or thereabouts. So we've had the opportunity to feature their work over the years and see the evolution of their work over the years. And today I particularly wanted to talk about them because they excel so well with large format works. So they all work in large scale and do so quite well. The first artist is Cohen Liebert, and Cohen is an artist working in Belgium. He lives in the Flemish countryside, and Cohen does these beautiful oil paintings that are layered upon layer upon layer, and he works these through the use of palette knives, large brushes, and squeegees. And the creation of these pieces is very physical. He is inspired by nature, especially the nature around him. He's somebody that loves to be out in nature for several hours a day. And you really see that reflected in the works. The colors of the foliage, the colors of sunsets, the colors of bodies of water. This piece is quite large. It's 78 by 31. And you can see the different colors layered here in this detail image, and they're so gorgeous. This piece, Lock on Eileen, is one of the pieces that is inspired by water. His blue works are quite stunning. And Cohen was, he started as an artist, a self-taught artist, and then left and became a music producer, and only came back to art about 10 to 15 years ago, and since then has become quite collectible. This piece is so lovely. It is, to me, a reflection, a true reflection of his environs. And if you visit his Saatchi Art page, you will see that we've highlighted his work over the years. There is an in-depth look into a day in the life of his technique and his painting, his craft, and it includes some of the images of where he lived, and you see the sunset and you see the forest. So I encourage you to take a look at that, and you can do that by clicking on an artwork in the booth at the fair, and then it will just take you to the Saatchi Art page. And this is a piece, that same piece. Installed. Again, that's Cohen Liebert. The second artist I would like to feature is Dusha Yesi, and she is from Ljubljana, Slovenia, which is the capital of Slovenia. She studied graphic design and painting and works primarily in geometric abstracts. And she's interested in the balance of space and time, infinite and finite. She's inspired by the Bauhaus movement and how it aims to bring back art into contact with everyday life. And you can see that in this work here. I'll go back. I think I skipped over it quite quickly. So what I love about a lot of these works that she's doing is that not only can you hang them one way, but you can hang them a number of ways. And this is in line with the Gestalt principles, which she uses in her work and are reflective of the viewer and how they want to see the work or how they find an order in the work. So we can only assume so much, and therefore she provides a number of options. Another thing that I would encourage you to do is to learn more about Dusha on her website, and she's actually quite interested in video installation. So you'll see the videos that she has created based on these pieces, which are just so fascinating, and all the movement that you will see with the different ways of hanging them. This is a piece that she has done on its own, again, quite large, and just the harmony of the two shapes, I think, is quite stunning. And this piece, D squared, which is 70.9 inches wide by high, I think is just so lovely. And again, it's one of the pieces that can move. That is Dusha Yesi. And the last artist that I'd like to feature is Matt Dibble. And Matt is from Cleveland, Ohio. He graduated in the late 70s from the Cooper School of Art in Cleveland, Ohio, but then left and became a tradesman and worked in construction. And his detail is evident in his craftsmanship. So I know that he was probably a wonderful tradesman as well. And you can just see the love that he puts into his work. So he uses these large expressive motions, but then what he also does is he often goes back to these pieces and then cuts up the canvases and recollages them. And you can see that in the detail. This is a very large piece, 92 by 74, I believe it is, 2 panels. This piece, Spirited Overlap, shows his adept use of color, the detail of the edges. And then this is a black and white piece. Another portion of Matt's work is figurative. So when he was young, he often drew figurative works in pen and ink. And only later on did he begin to play with projecting those pieces and painting those figures. So he has a whole nother body of work that I encourage you to take a look at in his Saatchi art portfolio, which are just lovely as well. But here we'll focus solely on abstraction. And again, this is some of the collage elements that you'll see in his work. And that is Matthew Dibble. So if you have any questions about any of the artists that we talked about here, or any of the artworks that you've seen at the virtual fair or any of the fairs or on Saatchi Art, please feel free to contact us at Curator at Saatchi Art or at saatchiart.com/art-advisory. You can complete the art advisory quiz and we can send a collection of works that suit your needs, and it's all complimentary. And again, my name is Megan. If you have any questions for me or the team of curators that I work with, please don't hesitate to reach out, and we look forward to seeing you at the fairs and seeing you online. So thank you again for joining today.